Deputy Foreign Minister and a former ambassador to the United States. Mr. Ayalon, thank you very much for joining me from Jerusalem. So first off, you can't be that thrilled with all the headlines.
Good to be here, Christian.
Thank you. You can't be that thrilled with all the headlines in the papers today saying that your Prime Minister took the wrong political gamble.
You know, we are our worst critics here in Israel. I respect very much Israeli media and papers, even though not all the time they're correct. Many times they're sensational, which is fine. But let me tell you, I think we should set the record straight. It is true, Christian, that there was a special kinship between Prime Minister Netanyahu and Mr. Romney based on the fact that both of them were graduates of MIT working together later in the same McKinsey consulting firm. But from this to say that there was a preference, it's a little bit of a stretch. Israel cannot afford to be meddling or involved in U.S. policies. Now, okay. I know very much how acrimonious this campaign was. We were dragged into it by campaigns, not by our own design. And,
okay, Mr. Ayalon,
so it's good for me to tell here that
you're mounting a spirited defense, and I would expect nothing less. But, of course, your own population sees it differently. So the real question is, going forward, what kind of a relationship on particular issues, Iran, has the temperature in Israel now, in the Prime Minister's office, dropped over a military confrontation with Iran, or will we see that rise again?
Let me tell you, first of all, you know, Israel and the United States are natural allies, based not only on shared values, common threats that we have, but also on the very sense of the core similar identities and outlook of the future and destiny of the two nations. Well, on Iran, we also share almost identically the same outlook with the United States, and we very much trust the leadership of the United States, the leadership of President Obama. And I went on record just 2 months ago, actually in September, in New York with a conference of major Jewish organizations to say, and I am on record, that we have no better friend than President Obama. Actually, a year ago, with my good friend, which I'm sure you know, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I said the same thing. We have no better friend than President Obama. And we know that we will continue the consultations because we cannot afford not to work together, because the issues are too big and too immense and a threat not just to Israel or to the region, to major American allies in the region, but also to the very basic interests of the United States and Europe. Nobody can afford a nuclear Iran. The question is how we go about stopping it.
All
and
right.
I have a full confidence, knowing not only the president's commitment, but also his team. And there is, in a way, I see an advantage by the continuity of the administration being very seasoned, knowing very well the Iran file and portfolio to continue and make sure that Iran will not become nuclear.
If I'm not mistaken, then, that is a ringing endorsement of the Obama administration's policy towards Iran. So let me ask you this. Ilana Dayan...
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, go ahead, answer.
Yes, well, absolutely. And well, we're not going to hide anything behind the table. You know, we're great allies and friends. Even among the best friends, there are sometimes differences of views. And let me tell you, and I can understand it. You know, the view from, let's say, Kansas City, or the view from Tel Aviv about the threats from Iran is different by nature of the proximity. But at the end of the day, we will continue and work together. Yes, there were differences about some timelines, about what is exactly the goal, whether to prevent Iran acquiring nuclear capabilities or actually having the bomb itself. But I think today we can safely say that we are very much on the same page, and we'll continue to follow the lead of the United States. By the way, what the United States has done under the leadership of Obama is something that we wouldn't have dreamed about a year ago, actually amassing a great pressure in a concerted effort where the entire international community now is coming hard on Iran with the sanctions, not only the United States, but also most of the like-minded countries, including Europe. And Iran is hurting now, and for the first time, paying a price. So the dilemma now is of the Ayatollahs, whether to continue and breach international law and all the agreements, or face the consequences. And I have full trust that together, internationally, we will be able to stop Iran.
Do